Hello and welcome to our special CXO series. I'm Minnie Menon, and today we're talking about what is uppermost in a CEO's mind when he talks about technology in these troubled times. Joining me today are Ninad Karpe, the MD and CEO of Aptech, and Satish Pense, who is the president of Hybar Technology. Thanks so much for joining me on this chapter. We're looking at whether technology is uppermost in a CEO's mind and what's really the new realm that technology is going to be used in. Let me start off with a very simple question. We are in troubled times. The global headwinds are there, domestic issues are there. Is technology really on top of the mind, or do you think most companies are looking at cutbacks rather than new deals?
Well, it is. I don't like to think of technology when I'm going to sleep at night because I'll lose my sleep. But the uppermost thing in our mind in the short term is how to get more from less. We are not increasing budgets, but at the same time, the demands from business, from consumer, from the people at the end of the technology are increasing. So bottom line, we want to get more from less from technology.
Which is interesting because over the last 2.5 years, 3 years, most of the Indian IT companies have been talking about the same thing, that, while there was a little bit of a cutback on technology and the use of technology and budgets, the fact was that this became the new normal, where to reduce costs, most companies were looking at technology outsourcing, and that...
The difference is, IT companies have a value proposition, Indian IT companies have a value proposition for, companies in the developed part of the world, where for them to outsource to India, they get a big cost advantage.
Sure.
For Indian companies in India, that advantage is not as much. Having said that, even in Indian companies, outsourcing does help a lot. It does stabilize your cost, if not decrease cost.
Mr. Pense, what is interesting is the infrastructure segment. If technology is used in different facets over there, which is very interesting, and we'll talk about how it is used and what it comes up for. But give me a sense of what the year has been like. It's been one of the toughest years for infrastructure companies. Are they looking at new technology spends? Is that something that a CEO there is looking at?
Yeah. As you rightly said, challenges during those days are much different, and technology may not be on the forefront of those challenges for sure. However, there are many well-managed companies who don't look at the flavor of the day or flavor of the quarter. Their life goes as usual, whether it's a downturn or whether it's an upturn, because many times they tend to utilize downturn as an advantage. So from that point of view, infrastructure companies are looking at technology much more seriously. Leave aside what happened in last 1 year or what is happening in last 6 months, etc. Overall, if you see over last 5 years, infrastructure industry has become far more serious about technology for various reasons, and it has come in the agenda of CEO, which was not the case 7-8 years back. It was the case 7-8 years back only in case of 10% of CEOs. Now it is the case in case of 50-60% of CEOs. That's the major difference which I have seen about technology coming on CEO's agenda over last 4-5 years.
Okay. One can argue that, while Indian IT companies offer the back end and the backbone for a lot of industries, a lot of governments overseas, in our own backyard, we've not seen the maturing of that relationship between corporations and the IT back end or IT companies that provide the back end. Is that a fair assessment?
It is. In fact, the big difference between Chinese IT companies and Indian is that in China, there's a big domestic market. So they were not forced to go outside India. As opposed to that, in India, the domestic market was very small. So Indian IT companies had to build a model to cater to companies outside India. Having done that, they are on a big ride. So obviously, that's helping them. The fact of the matter is, domestic market is still very small.
Really?
Yeah.
So where is the scope, and what are the trends that are emerging there?
Well, we spoke, about NEGP plan, which was conceived long back, and the hope was that government triggers off massive IT spend, which has a huge ripple effect. The fact is that government spend is there, but it has not unfortunately led to a massive ripple effect. It has had its own ripple effect where, you know, obviously companies are seeing a big domestic market. I think eventually what I feel the big ticket, when will this kind of trigger point happen or inflection point? It will happen when SMEs, which are the largest components of Indian business, embrace IT wholeheartedly and spend money on IT the way they would spend money, let's say today, if they are forced to spend on any sales, marketing, or to get additional business. They have taken, let's say, 2 steps or 3 steps. They need to take 10 steps more. And that's going to be the big trigger point.
We'll talk about the trigger point and the inflection point and whether we are there or whether that horizon has been shifted because of slowdown. Mr. Pipense, let's go back to the theme of whether IT companies or the IT providers have been able to service the needs in India. You spoke about the construction industry.
Yes.
We've just seen a flowering of certain a new kind of relationship with IT over the last couple of years, as you were telling me. Are there enough products in the domestic IT basket which can actually help you, or do you have to go and search for products in the construction space?
All said and done, Indian IT gets majority of its revenue from exports, and hence Indian IT industry is export oriented. So to that extent, as a Indian organization, one feels shortage of services or a shortage of products when you compare with what is available internationally through Indian companies themselves. Having said that, situation again, if I look at over 5-year perspective, what we were 5 years back and what we are now, I think things have substantially changed, because now at least for products there is no geographical limitation. What is available anywhere else is hours time is available in India, if not less than that. So now products are not a limitation. At times good service provider availability is a limitation, because good service providers of India are mainly US focused or Europe focused. But that still you have niche players, you have boutique shops who are available to service your needs. You need to go and find them out and you need to tie up with them.
On that note, we'll head into a short break. We'll come back, we'll talk about how India is actually a mix of different kind of companies, some which are at the cutting edge of technologies, others which have not even tested or adapted to technology. We'll come back and talk about that. Stay tuned.